The first time I ever got into art was when I was preschool, laying on the bed. My mother, she was laying across the bed, and in the middle of the day writing a letter or something, and I saw her doodling, and she drew this most fantastic figure, and I was totally amazed. What I like about my work is I can paint in a certain style and work in several mediums, such as painting, sculpture, illustrations. I don't have any restrictions on me. Anything I can think of, I can put on a painting or in sculpture. Rose's Oasis is just a collection of places I've been to and participated in some of their activities. That's the kind of what I wanted to capture, is the spirit of 20th century entertainers, country western singers and musicians. First of all, the painting was something I just had to do. I stopped right in the middle of the project to do it. The center of it was Willie Nelson. The story there is Willie Nelson at a radio station doing a commercial for the establishment with the painting behind him. There's a lot going on there. The photographer, the young man with the flash, the Indian, and Willie himself standing in front of an artificial scene. The lady off to the right there, that's Rose. You have your travelers, you have the prophet and the explorer, young explorer. Merle on horseback there, he's arriving or leaving, and Willie is the next entertainment. The photographer here is my good friend Werner Brantz, and this is basically what he was doing, or going across the West, photographing. He is of the same explorer, the same interests as previous photographers. Those in the carriage off to the left in the dark, I recall in my youth, people who were into country music or Western music, they were considered a little bit low class. So what that represents, the resentment or the movement against this music. It was coming in back from the prairies and the mountains and coming down into the mainstream, and it wasn't appreciated first time around. A couple of years ago, I'm down at the foundry in Marble Falls, and my cousin Darwin comes along. He's at the foundry there with me in Marble Falls, and I'm telling him that I'd like to do some more Western art. But what I really want to do is have these two horses running, and I had just finished a piece and I wasn't satisfied with. But if I had two horses, I had figured out a way that I could have only 3 hoofs down. We drifted off over to Luckenbach. People from all over come down there. They kind of entertain each other. So we're down there drinking beer, and I'm telling my cousin Darwin, country western music is really where it is today as far as cowboys. And there should be some recognition of this. A couple of months later, I get an email. He wants to know if I'll do a country western piece and put Merle Haggard in it. So I decided, okay, I'll have Merle Haggard and a horse with an empty saddle. That's kind of mysterious. Now we got some mystery going on. But I'm finding it's a little hard to get commissioned for an empty saddle. My next thing was obviously, okay, I need another person in the second horse. First choice was Willie Nelson. I said, okay, let's do Willie Nelson. Let's put him in the second horse. And it's a tribute to country western music, and who better? And Darwin contacted people, and he asked me to do some drawings and so on and so forth, and went through a whole long process there. And nothing happened, so I just forgot about Willie. But I still wanted to do the second horse. It's the only way I'd do the commission. And so I started entertaining other celebrities. So I went ahead and started doing Merle Haggard, and it came time for the second horse. And I'm in the doctor's office, and I'm in there, and I'm telling the doctor's a friend what I'm working on. And I tell him that I was originally going to put Willie Nelson in, but he didn't come through, and now I'm going with something else to represent country western music. And I go to check out or whatever, and this nurse, she stops me. She says, if you want to get to Willie Nelson, I can do it. And then she told me she used to work on the tour bus, and she knew Willie, etc. But what happened to me, when I went down, got in my truck and left, I'm thinking, I'm going to do Willie. There's 1,000 ways to get to him. I'll do it. If he likes it, fantastic. If he doesn't, I'll change it or make it somebody else. So that's kind of how Willie got into it. So now we're months into it, and Willie, as you can see by the photograph, has become a reality. The model for this, the only model I had was a silhouette. It was commissioned by Stanford, of Stanford University. And at some point back at the turn of the century, 20th century, he had a photographer set up 12 cameras. And then he had one of his horses run through it, and that's the 12 shots. The one I'm using is when the horse has one leg down. And it's not that popular with artists. But the beauty of it is that 1 foot down or 1 hoof down is right in the center of the weight of the man and the horse. My decision to do Merle Haggard was never to make a memorial or a shrine or anything like that. To me, this is artwork. What I'm trying to capture here is the spirit and lifestyle of the 20th century country western entertainer.